Hi there and welcome to Thursdays with Annette. I'm excited to have my apron on and I'm going to be cooking you a fabulous recipe. It's an Italian recipe that's normally super high in fat, but my way is guilt-free, and that's called Boscaiola sauce. That's right, it's added to Simply Too Good to Be True #3 book, and it's in the sauces for pasta section. And at this time of the year, who doesn't love a bowl of pasta and a great sauce? So this is going to be a winner for you, I guarantee it. It's certainly one of my favorites. I probably say that about most of my recipes, but this really is one of my favorites. So I'm excited to share it with you today. Now, before we get started though, let's talk about our winners from last week. We had 3 lucky ladies that won a box of my premium breakfast shakes. Now, Jackie Cullen was a winner and she chose the Wicked Chocolate, and Thelma Russell, hi Thelma, she won the Wicked Chocolate as well because that's what they chose. And I've got a feeling they might be making the hot chocolate as we talked about in the winter tips last week. And Anne Churchman chose the creamy vanilla. So you girls have got that in the mail, so enjoy. All right, so let's look at what we need to make the Boscaiola. So I've already cooked the pasta and I've got it ready to serve. So I've got 110 grams of the bacon shortcuts, and when you look at that you see it's lovely and lean, and it's this meaty part, not the rasher at the end. We don't want that, that's really high in fat. So that's what is called bacon shortcuts. So 110 grams or 1 cup, and you'll notice that I do this cup versus weight a lot of times in the recipes because I like to just weigh it and chop it up. But then sometimes people like to be able to have the cup measurement, so you have a choice which way you go. Now, we also then will do a cup of diced onion, a cup of capsicum, a teaspoon of garlic, crushed garlic, 2 cups of sliced mushies, 2 teaspoons of the beef stock powder, a tablespoon of the no added salt tomato paste, a little tiny bit of chili, bit of pepper, and then we're going to cream that up with the evaporated milk and some corn flour that'll thicken it. So that's our ingredients, plus of course the cooking spray. So let's prep. So I'm going to start with the veggies first, and I'm going to do the onions. I always like to get them out of the way first because I find the onions, you know, they just can often make you cry, and that's not a really fun thing, especially if you've got makeup on. So now it's diced onion. So you know how I do it. I cut it in half, go through the layers, and then slice down. The key to chopping onion is make sure your knife is sharp. That will help avoid those, you know, tears in the eyes because it cuts through much quicker. All right, so we need a cup, so I might just do a bit more than that. I use brown onions, I find them the best. And just dice. The great thing is with this particular sauce, it is really basically just chop it all up and we're just going to chuck it in. So let's have a look. We want a cup. All right. There we go. That's a cup. Just get rid of the leftover bits. All right, gosh, look at the mess I make. I'm such a messy cook because I like to do things quick. That's what I like. Now, if you're wondering, why, Annette, have you got 2 different capsicums when it just is a cup of diced capsicum? Well, I'm going to give you a couple little tips along the way. And one of them is that I really like doing 2 coloured capsicums in this recipe. Just, you know, how I do it. You don't have to, but I really like it because it just makes it look really pretty because it's quite a brown sauce, but by having the 2 coloured capsicums, you're just bringing a little bit of flavour as well as colour. And I always think it's important to think about how you present a dish. Like you want it to look good as well as taste good, don't you? So we're going to dice the capsicum. So where is another cup? Here we go. So I want about half a cup of red, and then I want to do half a cup of green. As I said, you don't have to do this. I just think it looks good with different colours. mean, you've got lots of different coloured capsicums. You've got the orange, you've got the yellow, you've got the red and the green. But I'm just going to stick with these colours for today. Where are we? There's a cup. I'm just going to put that into my bowl because I need my measure cup for the mushrooms. So we can put these away. And now what we're going to do is slice up the mushies, and you want 2 cups of sliced mushrooms. And if you go, oh, you've lost me, Annette, don't like mushrooms. I had a thought today that if someone did think that, what would I offer as an alternate? Because a lot of recipes like the chicken stroganoff really are mushroom based, and it would be quite different if you didn't use mushrooms. But with this recipe, I think you could swap it. So if you don't like mushrooms, then you could swap it with 2 cups of spinach. Yes. And I would put the spinach in at the end, so it just starts to wilt. I wouldn't put it in when I'm going to do the mushrooms, I just do it at the end. So that's an alternate for you. So we want 2 cups. I might just do a couple more mushrooms, and we are good to go. All right. So, last thing we have to prep, we've done the onion, we've done the capsicum, we've done the mushrooms. Now we're going to do the bacon, and we're going to dice it. I tend to put the whole pile on like this, go through, because I'm all about let's get this dinner done so I can eat it. It's not about spending hours in the kitchen with my recipes. And there we go, done. So I'm going to put my wok on. You can use a fry pan or a wok, it's just whatever you find easiest. I really like non-stick because I think it really helps with the cooking. And I'm going to wait for that to heat up a little bit. And what I'm going to do now is just break up those little bits of bacon dices that I did. Now, as I said, this is an Italian dish, and it's normally very high in fat. Has normally the fatty bacon, it has cream in it, and lots of other little bits and pieces that really kind of make it a no-no for slimmers. But of course, you've got my version, and so you're good to go. All right. Now, the other thing that I add sometimes to this, because we have it a lot, sometimes I add in broccoli. Yeah, I do little florets, just little florets, and I throw it in because I love vegetables, and so I want more than there is in this if I'm not going to have veggies on the side. And so there's another little tip for you, is to just, you know, maybe add some broccoli if you wish. Now, if you're a vegetarian, and I've lost you with the bacon, you'll notice if you have the cookbook that you actually get a vegetarian alternate. Let me put this over in the sink. What could that be, you wonder? Well, kidney beans. Yes. I stumbled across this one time because I had some visitors and they're vegetarian, and I thought, oh, what can I make that's good for everybody? So I made a batch of this, the way I'm doing it now with the bacon, and I made another batch with the kidney beans. I put it out, put the pasta out, put a big tossed salad. We were living the dream with the food, and you know what? A lot of people wanted to try the kidney beans as well and commented how good it was. So that's the canned kidney beans, and when you're using kidney beans, please make sure you wash them well. You don't use the liquid that's in the can, you just wash them well and just put them in like that. All right, so now what I'm doing is I'm browning the bacon. So I've got it fairly hot because I want to brown it quickly. And then what you do is add in some ingredients. Basically, we're just going to chuck it all in and cook it. Now remember, this is the Boscaiola out of the sauces for pasta section in book 3. And the bacon is one of those dishes that I just think is fabulous. But remember, you can do the vegetarian. 6.7 grams of fat with the bacon. With the kidney beans, it drops down to 2.2 grams of fat. I know, so much healthier than the other way. All right, so let's throw in the onion, the capsicum, yep, and the garlic. Always have garlic in this type of food. Obviously it's Italian, hello. Who wouldn't want garlic in there? And as you know, I always use the one that's just crushed and ready to go. But you know what? If you can do fresh, then, and if you like to do it better with fresh, then do it. I just like the fact that it took me less than 10 seconds to put my garlic in. It was already done. And if I can just lift it up, I want to show you. See how that looks? You've got that little bit of extra colour in there with having the 2 different colours of the capsicum. Yeah. All right, so we cook that for a couple of minutes. And then we toss in the mushrooms. So you can see it's not a hard dish, is it? Oh, I might need that again. Yeah. I was going to put that in the sink, but I need it soon. All right, so now that I've cooked the bacon, I'm just going to turn it down just a little bit so it's not too high. Toss that all together. Oh my gosh, this says 4 people. And one of the things that you would want with this, of course, is pasta. Absolutely. So what is a healthy serve of pasta, you ask? Well, for a woman on a weight loss program, you'd probably look at about a cup of pasta for the woman, and for the man, you would have about a cup and a half cooked. So that's how it goes. Now, if you notice, this is not in the Cooking for 1 or 2 books, a cookbook, and there's a reason why. Because basically I looked at it and thought it would be so easy to just chop it in half, because everything's in 2s or 1s. So this is a recipe that you don't need me to drop down for you. You can do it yourself. And did you know, I know, get excited because my new winter weight loss challenge is starting soon, and Boscaiola is in the menu plan. I know, this is called Eat Yourself Slim Honey, and it's in the menu plan for the program, and it starts soon, the winter weight loss challenge. Have you signed up? Because you're going to be missing out if you haven't. Alrighty, so now we're going to add in the last few things. 2 teaspoons of the beef stock powder, 1/8 of a teaspoon of chili. Now, it's up to you. If you just want a little kick of heat, then do the 1/8. If you want it to have a little bit more chili, then pump it up to a 1/4 of a teaspoon. But you know what, if you don't like any heat at all, if chili is not your friend, just don't put it in. That's right. So we're coating this ingredients. So that was a tablespoon of the no added salt tomato paste. You know I'm a big fan of no added salt products because I want you to be healthy in all ways. I'm going to put a bit of pepper in. And lastly, I'm going to add in the evaporated milk. In my day, it used to be called Skinny Tinny back in the days. And with this, you're going to blend in a tablespoon of the corn flour, which is that. Just give it a mix up. And in we go. Now, how hard was this recipe? Basically, chop it all up, chuck it in the pot, and cook it. I know, that's my technique. Simple, easy, fabulous, healthy. Remember, it's so much lower in fat than the traditional Boscaiola. You don't have to miss out. And I know my people in the mentoring program are going to be very excited when they have this for dinner one night. All right, so what we do now is bring it to the boil, and then we'll serve it. I mean, who knew weight loss could be so deliciously healthy, people? I mean, this is called living. So look, there's my pasta. I'm just going to wait for this to boil up a little bit more. Now with evaporated milk, a little tip here is not to boil it to death because it's not like cream. Cream, you can sort of be a bit sort of, hard on it. But with evaporated milk, it is a bit delicate. So now it's reached its boiling point. Turn it off, take it off the heat, and that way it will be perfect. Because if you overboil it, it can separate. Now you could still eat it, even though it's separated. It just doesn't look great. It still tastes fine. All right, so let's serve this up. This is enough for 4 people. Oh my gosh. I just think it's got everything you want. You've got capsicum mushrooms, you've got the bacon. Let's put a bit more sauce on the top. Onion, garlic. To me, they're all the things that I just love. So there you go. There's the Boscaiola. If you want to try that, it's in the sauces for pasta section, and it is delicious. Okay, so next week's show, I'm going to be back in the kitchen again because, it's my busy, fabulous place, but I'm going to be making for you a recipe that is perfect, absolutely perfect for winter time, and it's my curry in a hurry. And why it's perfect is because it takes hardly any effort. You thought this was easy? Wait till next week. Oh my gosh, you are gonna be super happy with me because it'll give you a great recipe that doesn't take much time or effort at all. It's the Curry and Hurry from Book 5. Now, before we leave, we have to give away prizes. I love it. So if you'd like to win a copy of Book 3, which has the sauce in it, the Boscaiola, plus 1,000 other fabulous recipes, you've just got to like the page, share it, and then at the bottom, in the comments, you write hashtag Symply Too Good. That's right, hashtag Symply with a Y, number 2 good, and I will go in and pick 3 fabulous people to win a personally signed copy of Book 3. Now, before I go, let me remind you, the Symply With You mentoring program is starting real soon. I don't want you to miss out. So all you have to do to find out more about it is you go to www.simplytoogood.com.au/mentoring. Oh, membership, I'm sorry. simplytoogood.com.au/membership, and it'll be all there for you. Love to have you on board. Anyway, guys, enjoy your week, and I know I'm going to enjoy tucking into Boscaiola. Bye now.